Welcome to the South Gippsland Shire Council meeting number 465 on Wednesday the 24th of November 2021. I'll just make a few comments. It really is a significant day for South Gippsland today to have councillors back in the chair and to welcome the gallery back. It's been a very long couple of years, and we as councillors are very pleased to be here and welcome our community. Welcome also to the people that are watching live streaming, which gives us, I'm told, possibly 45 other people are watching this meeting as well. So firstly we'll deal with the live streaming of council meeting disclaimer. This council meeting is being streamed live, recorded and published in accordance with council's live streaming in council meetings policy. The chair and or the CEO have the discretion and authority at any time to direct the termination or interruption of live streaming. Such direction will only be given in extreme circumstances where deemed relevant. Circumstances may include instances where the content of debate is considered misleading, defamatory or potentially inappropriate to be published. Today's meeting is being live streamed as well as recorded and published on council website. So welcome. Council Safe Plan. Over the past year, the federal and state governments have had clear directions about social gatherings in respect of COVID-19 pandemic. While restrictions have now eased across the state, Council is able to open the meetings to include a limited public gallery in accordance with the guidelines of the COVID Safe Plan. The plan provides measures around physical distancing, mask wearing, recording attendance and other pandemic safe measures whilst attending the meeting. Access to the live streaming through Council's internet is another available option to the open component of the Council meeting, linked to the live stream on Council's website. The safety of the community and staff and the continuation of virtual services remain Council's highest priority. I'll just stop there for a minute. There is a great deal of confusion around mask wearing, and I'll just read out the current guidelines as we understand it. Currently, face masks are only required in certain settings. It is recommended that face masks be worn if you cannot physically distance. It is also a personal choice to wear a mask if desired. We ask that you maintain the 1.5 metre physical distancing in respect of the seating arrangements. In accordance with public questions, section 8, in accordance with the governance rules, C82, clause 56.4D, the placement of public questions has now closed. Questions must be received prior to the commencement of the council meeting and placed in the receptacle at the governance officer's table. Questions received after the commencement of the meeting will be considered at the next council meeting. I'll ask you all to stand for the opening prayer, please. We pray to God to guide us so that the thoughts we have and the decisions made this day are in the best interests of the people of the South Gippsland Shire. Acknowledgement to the traditional custodians. We acknowledge the Bunurong and Gunai Kurnai people as the traditional custodians of South Gippsland and pay respect to their elders past, present and future, for they hold the memories, traditions, culture and hopes of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people of Australia. You may sit now. Thank you. At this stage, I would like to acknowledge that we have an extra person in the room. Ms. Prue Digby is our municipal monitor, and she's very welcome. She's attending our meetings and provides us with guidance. So thank you, Prue, for attending. Are there any apologies? Well, I don't believe we do have any apologies. Confirmation of the minutes. Could I have someone, could a councillor please move the recommendation to become the motion? Thank you, Jenny. Sorry, thank you, Councillor Carey. I apologise. We do have our training wheels on this week. We're just learning about formality. Could I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Ray. Any comments? I'll put the motion to the vote, please, by a raise of hands. I believe that is carried. Thank you very much. Declaration of conflict of interest for councillors. Do we have any declarations of conflict of interest, please? Thank you. Councillor Williams.
Thanks. Yes, Mayor Davies, I recognise I have a conflict of interest in the confidential section 9.1. BJ's Earth Moving is also mentioned in item 2.8 of contract already awarded. I've considered this item and I don't believe I have a conflict in that.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. CEO, do we have any staff with conflicts of interest, please?
Nothing this month, thank you, Mayor Davies.
2.1, recording of oath and affirmation declaration of office by Councillor Minnis, the 16th of November 2021. Could I have someone move that, please? Thank you, Councillor Williams. Could I have someone second that, please? Thank you, Councillor Skelling. You may speak to the motion, Councillor Williams, if you choose.
I'd just like to say it was great to see all the councillors be sworn in and sign the Code of Conduct, committing to perform our roles conscientiously. We're all off to a great start and a constructive culture. Well done.
Councillor Skelling, would you like to speak?
Just quickly, Mayor Davies. I'd just like to say that as a group we're very community focused and looking to engage strongly with the community, the staff, and most importantly each other. I think that's a great commitment. Well done.
Thank you very much, Councillor Skelling. I'll put the motion to the vote. Oh, would anyone else like to speak? Thank you. Now I will put the motion to the vote, please. Could by a show of hands. Thank you. I believe that's unanimous. Thank you. Determination of allowances for mayor and councillors. I believe Councillor Carey would like to speak to this. Could I have someone move the motion, please? Thank you, Councillor Carey. Someone to second the motion, please. Councillor Gilligan. Councillor Carey, would you like to speak?
Yes, thanks, Mayor Davies. The allowances that are set for the mayoral and councillors is actually set by Section 39 of the Local Government Act 2020 and also in accordance with Section 74.1 of the Local Government Act of 1989. The remuneration of mayor and councillors in recognition of the contribution and time required of the roles, and also to ensure that people in the community who have the skills and experience and qualifications required to fulfil these roles may consider standing at a future time. So, thank you.
Would Councillor Gilligan, would you like to speak to the motion? No, thank you. Okay. Is there anyone against the motion? Could I please have an indication by show of hands, all of those who are in favour of the motion? Thank you. The motion is passed and we will move on to the next recommendation, which is 2.3. Councillor appointment to committees 2021-22. Could I have a mover for this motion, please? Councillor Carey, thank you very much. Could I have a seconder? Councillor Ray, thank you very much. Councillor Carey, would you like to speak to the motion, please?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Davies. I think the opportunity for councillors, that the new people in the room at the moment, I think it's a great opportunity for us to be able to get to know some of the other committees that the council engages with on a day-to-day basis. So I look forward to hearing some feedback from some of the reports from those particular meetings when they happen.
Councillor Ray, would you like to speak to the motion? No? Would anyone else like to speak to the motion? I'll put the motion by show of hands, please. Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Unanimous. Thank you very much. Councillor 2.4, Organisational Performance Report 2021 to September 2020, sorry, July 2021 to September 2021, 2.5. Could I have a mover of the motion, please? Councillor Williams, sorry, looking in the wrong direction. Councillor Williams, thank you. Seconder for the motion? Councillor Skelling, thank you very much. Would you like to speak, Councillor Williams?
Yes, Mayor Davies, thank you. I would like to acknowledge and thank the administrators and council staff for being 90 to 100% on track to meet their targets. It's a fantastic accomplishment.
Councillor Skelling? Anyone else like to speak to the motion? I'll put the motion to a vote. All those in favour, please. Thank you. The motion is passed. Thank you. Quarterly Financial Report, Performance Report 2.5, July 2021 to September 2021. Could I have a mover of the motion, please? Councillor Gillingham, thank you very much. And a seconder for the motion, Councillor Carey, thank you very much. Would you like to speak to the motion, Councillor Gillingham?
I just wanted to acknowledge that the council administrators and staff have done a fantastic job. I think that in the campaign I heard a lot of things about financial mismanagement and things that I was interested in finding out more about if I got on. And in reading the financial reports, it told a story about a council that was able to adapt and react to things like the great storms and COVID, and able to leverage grant opportunities and that haven't affected the capital works program. And thank you for providing a really stable, solid financial base for us to start our council term.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gilligan. Councillor Carey, would you like to speak to the motion? Is there anyone else who would like to speak to the motion? No? Well, I put the motion to the vote, please, by show of hands. Unanimous. I believe it's passed. 2.6, Quarterly Local Procurement Report, 1st of July 2021 to September 2021. Could I have a mover of the motion, please? Sorry, Councillor Felton. Mover of the motion. Seconder of the motion, Councillor Ray. Thank you. Councillor Felton, would you like to speak to the motion? No, Councillor Ray? Would anyone else like to speak to the motion? I'll now put that to the vote by a show of hands. Thank you. I believe the motion is passed. Thank you very much. 2.7, Summary of Strategic Briefings to the Administrators, the 13th of September to the 12th of October 2021. Could I have a mover of the motion, please? Councillor Williams, thank you very much. Seconder of the motion, Councillor Felton. Thank you very much. Would you like to speak to the motion? No, Councillor Felton? Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Davies. Just in regards to this particular 2.7, the biggest decision in me running for council was obviously to community engagement. I think we're all on the same boat there. We all have the community's best interests in place. What we need from the community is for them to actually get in contact and communicate with us as well as to what they believe are the beneficial decisions from council that will make a betterment for their community. The opportunities are there. Obviously, we will be conducting sessions where groups can come and speak to us. I know that the South Gippsland BMX track is one of them that will definitely come and make a presentation into us to support their ongoing role in Leongatha with their event. Also been contacted by a young fella down in Nyora who was in regards to a pump track, which is something that basically uses gravity to go along. We've got the skate park there in Nyora, but this is another asset that could be put in place. I know the track gets used a lot. So the biggest thing for myself is that we definitely need to hear from the community as to what they would like to see their money spent on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Would any of the other councillors like to speak to that motion? No? Well, I'll put that motion to the vote. Could I by a show of hands? Thank you. Declare the motion carried. 2.8, sealed contracts varied, awarded or extended by the CEO, 17th of September to the 15th of October 2021. Could I have someone move that motion, please? Thank you, Councillor Darrick. And could I have someone second that, please? Councillor Scully, thank you very much. Councillor Darrick, would you like to speak to that motion? No? Councillor Scully, would you like?
No, thanks, Mayor Davies.
Would anyone else like to speak to that motion? Thank you very much. I'll put that to the vote by a show of hands. The motion is carried. Thank you. Now we'll move on to notices of motion or rescission. CEO, do we have any of those?
None this month, thank you, Mayor Davies.
Thank you very much. Councillor reports. Request of leave of absence. Do we have any requests for leave of absence? I don't believe we do. Thank you. Councillor updates. We'll give the councillors an opportunity to share with the community how busy they've been since in the last couple of weeks, because it really is only a couple of weeks that we've assumed these roles. So, Councillor Williams.
Thank you, Mayor Davies. I'd like to say I attended a walkthrough of the Merba North Pool with Councillor Kerry and Councillor Darrick. I can report that the pool is very warm and a fantastic asset for the Shire. I also attended the Agnes Falls AGM with Councillor Ray and Councillor Darrick. It was great to touch base and learn about what's coming up and how they're doing with their fundraising. I also attended a meeting with the New Wave Group, which will complement the Access and Inclusion Committee that I've joined, so that I'm looking forward to that. The Leongatha Business Association has joined with the Community Carols and will be putting on a Christmas carnival in Bear Street on the 11th of December. I wanted to say well done to all involved. And I'd also like to congratulate the Merba North community on opening up their new medical centre on the 11th of December.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Councillor Skelling, would you like to share?
Thanks, Mayor Davies. Yes, I attended Remembrance Day at Merba North, which I found to be a very sombre and but well accepted invitation to go up there and be part of their community. I've been inundated with different people over the last couple of weeks who've got a multitude of different ideas, and I've committed to all of them to follow those through with council. Some will work, some won't work, but at the end of the day, that's what we have to do, and that's what we've committed to do, is to listen to the community, and so we'll be doing that. So also I offer an invitation to anyone who'd like me to attend any meetings at any stage. If I'm available, I would love to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Skelling. Councillor Darrick, would you like to report on your activities?
Yes, I'd just like to, reiterate the experiences that Councillor Williams and Councillor Ray and I shared at the Friends of Agnes Falls meeting in Foster last week. It was in the best possible way, the tightest ship I'd come across in terms of a community group meeting. So I was really, really excited to be there, and I think there was a general sense of optimism among the committee members and the councillors in attendance. Also speaking to the Merba North Pool Tour that Councillor Keary and Councillor Williams and I attended, I concur that the pool is very warm And I highly recommend, as many of you attend the opening on Saturday this week. It should be a great event. There's a lot of buzz, and take it from me, don't forget to bring your bathers.
Thank you, Councillor Darrico. Councillor Carey, would you like to share your report?
Thank you very much, Mayor Davies. Like Councillor Skelling, I attended the remembrance service at Korumburra on the 11th of the 11th, and it was a great opportunity for people to actually have a chance to see me out and about in the community, to come up and say hello, share some of their thoughts and congratulations and their hopes for the future of the council in South Gippsland and the way forward from this particular point. So that was the first immersion into a representational role for council at that stage. I attended the Korumburra Roundtable meeting last Thursday night. This was my first visit or first attendance to that meeting as a council representative instead of being a community representative. I wore both hats for a short period of time, and it was an opportunity for us all to become familiar with the different natures of the roles that we have in community. So they were all very pleased to be able to see that there's such a positive relationship between council and councillors, particularly the relationship between councillors and what we're all hoping to be able to achieve throughout our period of time. The KBA meeting on Monday night this week, I was fortunate to be able to attend that with Councillor Felton and Councillor Hosey, and that was another good opportunity for us to be able to meet the business representatives of the community and for them to come to understand a little bit more about who we are and that we're very approachable, we're all interested in what's happening in the community. Like Councillor Williams and Councillor Darrikai, I too attended the walkthrough of the Merbau North swimming pool. I'm the conservative one. I didn't jump in, but I congratulate my two fellow councillors for their deep dive into local government representation. It was great. And Sunday I attended the first community hall meeting at Bena, which was their first opportunity to get together following the COVID restrictions. There were about 50 people there, and the barbecue was provided kindly by the Shire as a way of being able to reconnect people. I didn't go in an official capacity. I just wanted to go so that I'd have a chance to meet people from my ward so that they could see me and meet with me and come and chat with me, put a face to a name. And I got some really positive feedback from one of the community members there who said that they'd spoken with a council officer with the rail trail going through there, and he identified a particular location that would be a really great access point from the car park where the bus shelter is and the playground. And they actually graded a small road that came down from that parking area, so it made it very easy for people to be able to access from the middle of Bena into the rail trail. So they were absolutely thrilled at the quick response to a suggestion and how easy that was to make it happen. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Carey. Councillor Ray.
Thank you, Mayor Davies. I had the pleasure of attending the Remembrance Day service at Tura and laying a wreath on behalf of the Shire. That was very enjoyable to meet the people there of Tura and the gentlemen at the RSL. I also attended the Friends of Agnes Falls AGM with Councillor Williams, Councillor Darrikai. It was a really good event. They are a very keen community group that seemed very focused on their passion there. Also very briefly attended the Victorian Mountain Bike Championships at Foster on Saturday and met the president of the Foster Mountain Bike Club, and had lots of community engagement, lots of people coming to me with their pet projects or their desires and lots of questions about things in the community and the community engagement program.
Thank you, Councillor
Thank
Ray.
you.
Councillor Gilligan.
Yes, well, I've been doing a lot of reading. There's a lot of strategy, there's a lot of plans, there's a lot of reading to be done, so I've been reading. But I've also been reaching out into community leadership, particularly in the Coastal Prom Ward, about how we're going to prepare for summer coming up, just in terms of community safety and managing what we're expecting to be a big growth in tourism. And I've also been catching up with a number of social enterprise initiatives that are either existing in my region or people are starting to talk about ideas, which I invite people to come and tell me your ideas. This week I'm off to the Food and Fibre AGM, Committee AGM, and as well as the South Gippsland Hospital AGM. And that is my news. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Milligan. Councillor Felton.
Thank you, Mayor Davies. We've all attended quite a few events so far. I will say that some of them have been quite short notice and we haven't been able to get to them. So just keep in mind that going forward, that if you give us as much notice, we'll try and get out to these events. I think they're important to show that, especially when it comes to volunteer organisations, which I'm a part of and support. In regards to my trips out, I also attended Remembrance Day down at Lock with the acting mayor, the Deputy Mayor Hersey, which was great. I got to lay the brief for the returned soldiers on an ex-Australian Defence Force member. So that was, it actually put hairs on the back of my neck. It was something that I hadn't done before and I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it was quite emotional at the same time. Also attended the Currumbara AGM, again with Councillor Hersey and also Councillor Keary. That was quite enjoyable. Also, just in regards to contact, I'm quite happy for anybody to contact me. The email address being provided by the council for me is michael.felton@southgippsland.vic.gov.au, and also the mobile number that I've been given is 0484 941 411. So feel free to get in contact with me. I'm based down at Naira. I plan to set up a little office in our local hall and probably try and be there on a Thursday night between 7 and 9 for anybody who wants to come and talk to me. Other than that, my phone's on. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Felton. Councillor Hersey.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm so excited to be here. I can't tell you all how much I am just feeling privileged and honoured to be elected as a councillor. And I have said this week to a lot of people who have congratulated me, thank you so much for your support, because that's what has put me here. And we are all only here because of our community, so thank you. To those who didn't vote for me, that's fine. I'll still do what I can to help you and to support you in my capacity as councillor. And I've said many times and I'll say it again, I'm a big supporter of democracy, and so as long as people participated, I'm happy. What an experience it was to be called upon to lay a wreath at Remembrance Day at the Lock Memorial Reserve for my very first official, although not yet councillor, because we're not sworn in at that stage, but that was a real privilege. For me, I have actually laid wreaths at many events in the past, both in official and personal capacity, but to represent this community as councillor at that event was a very touching moment. And I want to thank the organisers of the day for a really professional service that was put together, and and also the people who upkeep the park there, because it's fantastic, or the reserve. So I was very happy to have done that, and thank you so much. I also had the privilege of chairing a couple of meetings this week, which has been an experience in itself. The first was on Friday, the ANP Society's annual general meeting held at the Currumbara Middle Pub. They are a fantastic group of people, and congratulations to Rhonda Brooks, who is now the president of the ANP Society. I was very happy to hear about all the plans that the Society has moving forward, with the show dog trials coming up next month, I think. Markets that are coming up throughout the next 12 months, and also the Currumbara show next year. We all look forward to that. Then Lock Lawn Bowls Club has opened a brand new kitchen. It is the most sparkling kitchen in the whole township of Lock. And congratulations to Sue Lockridge and all of the volunteers and people who put in for that. It's impressive. I look forward to having Burger and Bowls, which is happening next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. out of the brand new kitchen, and I'm sure whoever's in there will cook up an absolute feast. There's beer as well, so I'm looking forward to that. That was really good to hear what's happening, in the Bowls Club there. Then the Curran Borough Business Association, congratulations to Nolene Cosson, who was elected again as president of the association, and to the new committee members. Our businesses here locally have done it tough over the last couple of years. Some have admittedly done very well out of the COVID period, but a lot have done it tough. And I really want to continue to encourage small business operators and owners in our local area, because what you have done over the past couple of years is look after your own families, but also create vibrancy and employment for our region. And when you successfully run your business, you are actually providing an income for other people as well. And that's a really, really important thing for a town like ours. As businesses, struggled through, it actually meant that we had a community that is even more stronger than it was before the pandemic. So to all those business owners and operators across the whole Shire, but particularly those who I discussed with the other day at the Curran Borough Business Association, well done. Monday morning, I also went back to the Lawn Bowls Club in Lock and met with Sue Lockridge, who showed me a few things that they wanted to work on. One is a synthetic turf, which Sue's just really outlined to me what that would mean for the club in being able to expand the membership, to be able to have the school students come more regularly, to operate throughout the wetter months, and to also get all abilities access onto the turf, which at the moment is doable with the use of ramps, but it's actually a big impact on the turf itself, whereas the synthetic turf will be more user-friendly. And I've heard of people talking about dumping in the past. This is a different sort of dump that happens at lawn bowls. Apparently you just drop your ball and it dents the ground. That doesn't happen with the synthetic. So it's better for people of all abilities to be able to use it. So that's an exciting little project there they're hoping to get up. The toilet, Sue showed me into the toilet, which she was completely embarrassed about, the All Abilities Access toilet. It is shocking. I wouldn't want my grandmother to use that loo, in all honesty, and it's a privately owned facility, but they are working to get that upgraded and have more space in there as well. So that's something that I think they'll be doing a few fundraisers for, and as I said, the Burger and Bowls is coming up, so if you can spare a few dollars and want to go out for a good night out, do so, because that'll be going towards that. And there's also a handrail out the front that Sue showed me that for as long as she can remember, which I would hate to think how long that is, it doesn't have safety railing, and there's concerns people in wheelchairs and prams could actually fall down the hill. So that's what I've been involved in this week. Other people have contacted me about the rail trail, community engagement process that we're now undertaking as a council, and also parking in some of our townships. And for those who contact me on those matters, thank you. I am raising those matters, and if you have other things you want to raise, please get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Hersey. So it's been a big couple of weeks. You can see the enthusiasm and energy with which our councillors have thrown themselves into their role. I must say the organisation has supported us very well as we've moved through our transition program, and the organisation was very flexible when we came to the Remembrance Day, because we had a number of activities that were planned for that day, and the councillors expressed the view that Remembrance Day really is very important to our communities, and so could we shift things around to enable councillors to attend the Remembrance Day services in their communities. And the officers managed to achieve that without blinking an eye, and I'd like to thank them for that flexibility, and also to thank the councillors for going out and attending those services, because I know our community was really excited to see us, and it was great to get, even though we were only councillors-elect at that stage, to be representing the council and the Shire. So thank you for that.
Sorry, can I just say something in there?
I don't think we're supposed to do that. Sorry, Councillor Gilligan. We next time. I also spoke to the ABC and as a result of that, talking about my new role as mayor, and as a result of that, I've had a number of phone calls and lots of people talking about pet projects and issues that they'd like addressed. And I think we've all had a number of those phone calls, and that's great because our community is feeling that they've got someone in their community that they can talk to. I've also attended a couple of online events with the MAB and also One Gippsland, and we elected a new chair for One Gippsland, who is Kelly O'Callaghan, and it's really important that our council works with the region to achieve the best possible goals. We've also met with Danny O'Brien and Peter Welsh this week and talked about the opportunities that might exist in the coming year, because we will be facing 2 elections, and so that does present us with opportunities to lobby for funding for a range of projects that we might have. We have our priority projects, which are already listed, and the councillors are working on a deliberative engagement policy with our community to work towards our visioning and our council plan, and then beyond that our budget. So the councillors will certainly be out in their communities with lots of enthusiasm, and I mean throwing yourself into Melbourne North Pool has got to take it to a whole new level. I would have been with Councillor Carey and perhaps popped my toe in. I attended one of the more inspiring events that I've attended this week was the Inspiring Young People event where Bo Vernon spoke to a group of Leongatha Secondary College students about opportunities, making the most of opportunities and looking for pathways into TAFE. And it was wonderful to be with a group of young people and talking about the future and what their plans were. So thank you very much for that. I think we have completed our committee reports, not our committee reports, our councillor updates. Committee updates. Do we have any committee updates?
Yes, I just appointed yourselves today.
Oh, right. So we've only just appointed ourselves to the committee, so we really don't have any updates, but we're all delighted to be on those committees. I'd have to say, I think Councillor Gilligan has shown the most enthusiasm joining the Audit and Risk Committee. She's really very excited about that, and we're all excited for her as well. So we'll move on to urgent and other business. Do we have any urgent and other business?
Nothing this month, Mayor Davies, no.
Nothing. Public questions. 6.1. Petitions and joint letters. Do we have any?
Nothing for this month.
Thank you, CEO. 6.2. Answers to previous questions on notice.
Nothing this month under that item either.
Thank you. 6.3. Submitted public questions.
The answer is yes to this one, which is good. So we have a series of questions from Mr. David Amor, who I don't believe is in the gallery this afternoon, but I'll read the questions out nonetheless. Mr. Amor submitted a series of written questions last month, which was when the council was during caretaker period. And as he was a candidate in the election, we weren't able to respond to those questions last month, but we will include them in the minutes to this council meeting, and we have replied to him by writing by mail in response to those questions. Mr. Amor's now submitted a further 3 questions for this month, which I'll now read through and provide responses for, and these will also be captured in the minutes. Question 1 is, I'm still waiting on your answer to the question to the last meeting. By your own agendas and guidelines, has the CEO failed or administrators also in responding to my questions? The response to this question is, a response was provided via mail to previous questions on the 27th of October and will also be recorded in the minutes of this meeting. Question 2, Merbau North Pool. It was stated in the papers 3 months ago the pool was to open. Did at any time the administrators or CEO look firsthand at this project? The response to that question is the Merbau North Pool opened over the weekend with a number of councillors in attendance, and a more formal official opening will occur early in the new year. The Chief Executive Officer visited the site on multiple occasions during the project's development. There's some terrific footage and imagery available online for those who are interested in viewing this new community asset, and that can be referred through Council's website. And question 3, in the papers, Acting Administrators Julie wrote the Carrinborough Hub at long last is happening, work to start soon in August 2021. Why is the Shire so far wrong when stating their facts? The response to this question is that the Carrinborough Hub project was scheduled to commence in early September. However, weather and pandemic restrictions meant that the commencement of the project was delayed until early October. The project is now underway. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much, CEO. I'm just moving my computer down to that. So now I believe we will move into a closed session. Could I have someone move that we go into closed session, please? Thank you, Councillor Carey. Someone to second that, please. Thanks. Thank you, Councillor Hersey. Could I put that to the vote? Thank you. All in favour? Thank you very much. I'll just explain that this closed session really is about commercial in confidence. So it's a confidential matter awarding a contract. So that we'll close this session, go into a closed council meeting, we'll deliberate on it, and then we'll open the meeting up and close the meeting. So thank you very much for your attendance today, and look forward to seeing you again in the future. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.